You've been conditioned since birth to blindly accept countless lies perpetuated by the mainstream narrative. But the elite Sigma males see right through society's convenient fictions, spotting the harsh truths the masses cower from facing. Here are 10 pernicious deceptions only enlightened Sigma mavericks dare decode. 1. The education system indoctrinates compliance. Schools falsely present themselves as nurturing critical thinking when they truly exist to condition obedient worker drones regurgitating establishment dogma. From an early age, mandatory institutional schooling subtly instills values like respecting arbitrary authority, punctuality to bell-based programming, suppressing bodily functions on demand, and fearing deviance from the norm. Sigma rebels recognize this echoes prison models designed to produce tax cattle for corporate machine cogs. 2. The nuclear family equals social control matrix society brainwashes us to believe the monogamous nuclear household is the healthy default, when anthropological evidence confirms non-possessive matrilineal social structures governed humanity's first 3 million years. The modern nuclear ideal arose under agricultural civilizations, transitioning to patriarchal hierarchies, manipulatively, psychologically ingraining possessive sexual breeding rights. This atomizes humanity into impotent, geographically isolated production units obsessed with blood heritage instead of collective growth. 3. Work-life balance means slavery with distractions. The notion of a balanced work-life duality is mass delusion, cloaking inescapable indentured servitude. Sigma males recognize no matter how many toys, entertainment, and hollow status symbols you accumulate. At your core, you're simply civilized livestock sacrificing life's prime years to enrich elite ownership classes. We've been deceitfully broken via sophisticated propaganda to psychologically equate fatiguing ourselves in fruitless labor with validation. 4. Pharmaceutical medicine is state-sanctioned bioweaponry. The medical establishment assures us their wildly profitable prescriptions ameliorate symptoms through advanced biochemistry applications. The reality is, Western pharmaceuticals merely introduce new, frequently worse side effects requiring perpetual subscriptions. Modern medicine's real purpose is discreetly medicating the public into physical dependency and generational pacification on behalf of corporate empire. Sigma contrarians understand pre-industrial natural remedies and advanced Eastern medicine modalities are viciously suppressed. 5. Military soldiers are just hired mercenaries. Though portrayed as courageous heroes protecting national freedom, conventional military recruits essentially sign up as psychologically exploited pawns of sanctioned imperialist skullduggery. Taking taxpayer money to wage proxy resource wars for banking political oligarchs doesn't require any moral fortitude, just blind subservience to rainmakers profiting from cyclical bloodshed. Sigma mavericks abhor this cycle perpetuated by false patriotism mythologies, convincing young men to die for corporate hegemony. 6. Wage employment is barely glorified bondage. The middle class subscribes to the fantasy that careers and steadily increasing hourly wages represent financial freedom and security. But Sigma intellectuals understand modern full-time jobs are undisguised vassalage, where workers rent their finite life energies to perpetually fulfill others' commercial ambitions under veiled threat of destitution. Corporations covertly reprogram us to derive fulfillment from surrendering autonomy in exchange for modest compensation within captive, dominant, submissive hierarchies. 7. Self-care. Culture is quintessential. Self-lobotomy. Mainstream society increasingly peddles seductive notions of self-care, like aromatherapy, adult coloring books, weighted blankets, and midwit spiritualism. But Sigmas recognize this insipid trend is psychological subjugation camouflaged as enlightenment, basically tranquilizing population sedation with infantilization and snake oil. It's privileged sheep placating themselves into non-resistance against systemic misery being violently inflicted upon them. 8. Popular news equals corporate propaganda. Stenography plebs naively tune in to major news networks expecting objective, informative journalism, when in fact they're just absorbing skillfully formulated pablum regurgitated by billion-dollar global conglomerates invested in manipulating public perception. Sigma outsiders see behind the smokescreen of talking heads and cheap opinion theater. It's all advertising driving consumerist obedience while preserving establishment power structures. 9. Government policy is dictated by elite oligarchs. The facade of representative democracy is merely a honey trap, pacifying the underclasses into remaining energetically invested stakeholders in their perpetual subservience. Sigma cynics know no matter which political puppets hold office, world policies emerge predetermined by unelected plutocratic directors colluding through NGOs, think tanks, corporate lobbying, and stratospheric wealth concentration. Presidents and legislatures are nothing but temporary reality TV mascots concealing this truth. 10. Modern luxuries are spiritual shackles. Contemporary creature comforts like smart technology, streaming entertainment, supernormal culinary indulgences, and virtual escapism create tantalizing pacifiers, encouraging total surrender. Sigma cynics see humanity's quintessential challenge is falling entranced into servile compliance, chasing fleeting corporeal gratification as materialism's beguiling carrots perpetually dangle before us. The elite's crowning ideological victory is convincing the masses to fully acquiesce to their captivity in blissfully conditioned trances.